This model kit review is of the Ford Mustang GT4, and it is a 1/24 scale model by Tamiya, and I've got some beautiful box art here, different options there for painting, either white or dark grey, and on the other side here another picture of the car from behind, some details there including dimensions and colors needed. Well, let's have a look inside and find out what we're getting with this model. So first of all, let's have a look at this body here. And this body is beautifully molded. Some recessed panel lines, crisp and clean, no mold lines, no flashing, lots of detail, really is beautiful. This next sprue here, see we've got some additional body panels here for our lights, some grills. Really wish that was actual mesh. And then we've got our splitter here on the front, some side rocker panels there, got our steering wheel. Here's our seat, got a diffuser for the back. There's more of the splitter here for the front. Got some door cards, racing car really. Look at that vent, beautifully molded. Same thing for these sides here. So here's our dashboard, and then also lots of extra little pieces. We've got our windshield wipers here, just beautifully molded. Here we have our glass, side glass there, our front windshield, rear windshield, and some headlights. These are the classic Mustang rear lights. We have our chrome parts with our rear lights there, and I guess our mirrors here. I'm not sure, these might be exhaust parts here. Okay, so here we have a very detailed chassis with wheel wells molded in. And there is our cockpit tub, and also here is our front grille, that very characteristic Mustang grille. We also have parts for a roll cage here, and maybe that's a fire extinguisher there, and then some suspension parts and side mirrors. So I don't really see any engine parts there. I'll have to look on the next sprue to see if we get those details there. We've got some nice tires and poly caps. And then over here, this last sprue here are the extra details for the engine and suspension and so on. There's our engine and transmission, both sides of it. We've got our wheels. We've got some, it looks like they're all about the same size here. We've got some brakes front and back, radiator. We've got some suspension parts and bars. Here's our steering rack there. This is our exhaust system here. Some more subframe parts. Here's our drive shaft and rear axle. More parts here for the rear axle. And then suspension is probably for our front hubs. Now we do have some decals here. Let's have a look at those. I see we also have some masks, and these are wonderful if you get them. So there are the masks there for all the different glass pieces. Look at those decals, nice silver and black. Those are very black and very silver. Beautifully printed. We'll also have these extra little decals here for some details, I guess for sponsors and so on. Okay, so let's have a look at that in a little bit. Let's look at our instructions. So those are the colors needed, and this is a booklet, which I prefer rather than the big open paper. So these are the two different options you can build: the Goodwood Festival or the Ford official car. You start with the chassis and suspension parts there. The engine is built and then mounted. That actually is a floor pan. That's an oil pan. Got our rear suspension being built and then mounted, along with our drive shafts and axles. We put the wheel hubs on there, as well as brake calipers. Once that's mounted onto the chassis, we then move to the front suspension parts there. Put our steering rack on there, and then finally our wheels and tires. Once the suspension's done, we'll put our exhaust on, and we start on the interior, putting the cabin together, including our roll cage there. And there goes our seat. Additional details here for the roll cage and then steering column. Dashboard is then assembled and mounted. The door cards are put on, and then the rest of the body panels are put in. Now putting our tail together. There's the tail lights for the rear bumper, and that's all mounted. And we put our front bumper and grills together, as well as all our additional little canards in the front. Putting our rear, well, those are our headlights there, and tail lights. That's all mounted. Then we got our windows and glass going on. Don't forget to paint them on the inside so you get a nice shiny look on the outside. And we mount all that on the inside of the body, including our rails there. Put the body on, as well as our diffuser, and then our front splitter, side mirrors, and then our wing, and then all the extra little pieces that go onto the body. So let's have a look at our decal and paint guide. We've got some details here about this car, and these are the two options. So number 17 is the Goodwood Festival of Speed car, and with that particular livery. And then this is the 2018 Ford official car. And those are your two options. So it seems like everybody tends to make this version, the Goodwood Festival of Speed. I'm probably going to make the number 18. But that is an amazing model with great level of detail.